Hello and welcome to back part 1. So this session, as I've said in my description there, is for everybody. Weaker backs, big tick. This is definitely for you. This is going to help you strengthen your back and have a good stretch. Now, those of us that have got stronger backs and now and again overdo it, this is for us. So it is literally for everybody. And weaker backs, please revisit this one as often as possible so that you can really, really strengthen up. Excellent. All I've got is my ball, but it's not essential if you haven't got one yet. And just a reminder, if you haven't got one, please get in touch so that I can organise one for you, because it's a really lovely piece of equipment to use. Fabulous. Let's get started then with our standing warm-up. So finding ourselves in neutral position with feet hip width apart and lengthen up. So imagine you're being pulled up by a piece of string and roll the shoulders and relax them down. Then tilt your pelvis forward and back. Good few times loosening up your hip flexors. Brilliant. And never over exaggerating your moves, especially if you have got a weaker back. And then find the middle position. So not forward, not back. Tuck your buttocks under a little to find the middle of the two extremes. Then take a breath, expanding your ribs laterally. And as you exhale, brace your core in towards the spine. So really, really draw it in and pinch your pelvic floor. And hold that position for the next 30 minutes. Fabulous. And start with our gentle sway. So feel that your arms are relaxed. There's no tension at all in the shoulders or the neck. Swaying a little bit too far forward. And then brace the muscles again to return. Inhale forward. Exhale back. And side to side, lengthening up. Feel relaxed. Nice. And round in a circle. So brace in, pinch your pelvic floor again if you've already dropped it, and round we go. And the other way. Bracing in. Fantastic. And then go wide and enjoy a figure of 8, bending the knees and really starting to ask yourself how your back is feeling right now. So if you've got a weaker back, just go very gently, just gently, but know that any movement is good for you. It's good for a stiff back. Can you remember when they used to tell us, if you've got a bad back, don't move, stay in bed? It's bonkers, isn't it, really, when you think about it, because the movement just loosens us up. Then back to neutral and a very gentle twist. So not like this, very gentle twist, allowing your heels, your ankles, your knees to twist, and your body and head follows. Brace your core as you twist. Lovely. Great. Then we're going to simply stretch the neck. Exhaling as you twist. Exhale as you twist. And ear to shoulder. Brace your core other way. And again. Fabulous. Right, let's start our warm-up with a good few squats just to really warm up. So I never find that these are a problem for people. So make sure you've gone a little bit wider, that you stick your buttocks out behind you, lean forward, and then lengthen back up again. So stick your buttocks out and lengthen up. Brace your core and up you go. Brace in and up you go. Pushing the arms back a little. And just taking it safely. So those of you that are here today with weaker backs, with a really bit of a problem, just don't push any of the moves past about 75% of your usual range. Great. Exhale up. And then we're going to lift one leg and then down again. So brace your core, lift, and then down again. So feeling the stretch through the lower back as we squat and using our lower tummy and feeling a further stretch as we lift the leg. So let's just do 10 more of these. Brace the core. 3, 4. Brace the core, lift up. 7. 8. 9. Brace the core. 10. Wonderful. Let's go wide and do a very gentle circle. So the whole body's going. This won't hurt anyone. Bend your knees. Round the body goes. Fantastic. So bend your knees. Round you go. Circling round. And the other direction. Lovely. And now reach up, one arm and the opposite leg. Pushing the other arm back. Lovely. And out to the side. So just isolating the torso very gently away from the body. So if your arms were up and out, it'll look like this. Just gently. So usually I could really reach, but because we're back strengthening, we don't want to overdo it. A gentle bit of movement in this direction. Lovely. And then forward and back. See from my mirror view? And brace your core. Forward and back. So leaning forward with this. 3, 4, and out to the side to complete our warm-up. 3. Fabulous. And reach up to the ceiling. So brace your core in so that you're not arching your back. Tuck your tailbone under, brace the core and reach one side up, then the other. And arms back behind you. Brace in, pinch your pelvic floor. And round your back. So bend your knees, round your back. Head down. Feel the stretch between the shoulder blades. Lovely. And grab your ankle. Holding on to something if you need to. Pull the heel to the buttock. And the other side. Fantastic. Right, let's do some roll downs. So roll downs are fabulous if you don't feel it in your back. So let's take a breath. And we will start by just rolling the head down, letting the shoulders go and only going to the knees. And then brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor and come back up so that the shoulders, then the head are the last thing to raise up. So you need to ask yourself if you can feel it in your lower back as you go down. So if that's enough for you and you can feel the pull there and it's uncomfortable, you won't go any further. You'll carry on just like that. Others, we're going to go all the way down. So take a breath. And as you exhale, let's go. Let the shoulders go, let the arms go. Bend your knees if you need to take any stiffness off the lower back. Find your range and then brace your core and come up again. So looking at me right now, just have a glance through. Can you see the head is down? So often in class, I see people with their head like this. They think it's hanging down. And I give them a little tap and down it goes. So make sure, because that's really taking out tension from your neck. So you brace the core, you come up and the shoulders go back and down to finish. So let's carry on with that. 2 more. Take a breath. And as you exhale, your head goes right down. Shoulders are floppy and relaxed. Bending your knees if you need to, and then brace your core. Pinch your pelvic floor to pull up using your core. 1 more. Exhale down. Let it all go. And we'll come back to those in a moment. But we are going to do a standing back strengthening exercise. So people with really weak backs today, you are going to kick your leg out to the side. Others, we're going to brace the core and kick the leg back. So if when you kick your leg back, you feel it in your back, then you kick the leg out to the side instead. Okay, let's go. Hold on to something if you need to, but just with your fingertip. Ready? So inhale here, exhale up. Inhale here, brace your core, exhale up. We are trying not to put this foot down and we're trying to balance. Inhale there, exhale to reach up. So by kicking back and taking the arm up and back, we're doing a standing version of a Superman, which we'll do on all fours. Great. This is something that weak backs could just stand and do in the kitchen while you're waiting for the toast or the kettle to boil or whatever you're doing. Do a couple of roll downs first, then do this. Inhale up, exhale down. Exhale down. How's your balance? Try not to put that foot down. If the breathing's not making sense, breathe when you like. Inhale up, exhale back. Okay, so now I'm going to take that to another level. So some of you might need to just carry on with that. Others, you can take it to this next level. We are going to curl down to kiss the knee and then exhale up. So more of a balance challenge, which means we're really strengthening the core, which in turn will give us a stronger back. So inhale down, then brace your core, exhale up. Round your back. Two more. 7. Lovely. God, I can feel that in my standing leg, the supporting leg. So we're strengthening the whole body doing this. So curl down and then brace your core to stretch up. Exhale up. 2. Curl down. Exhale up. 3. Focus. Brace your core up. 6. Brilliant. 2 more. Brace your core. 7. 8. Lovely. Time to get down on the mat. So yeah, you could make yourself a little 5-minute standing sequence. In whatever you're wearing, you could do some roll downs to loosen your back up and check that it's all right. And then you could do a set of those and you will feel the difference over time. Fabulous. Let's get down. So take a breath. And as you get down, as you roll down, let it all go. So weaker backs with an issue today, you're going to bend your knees and crouch down. safely. Others are going to roll down. So you end up like this. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands forward. So weaker back, stand up into this position and push back into the dog stretch. So for weaknesses, this is just brilliant because it's stretching the back of your body. Bend your elbows and bend one knee, then the other. So I say bend the elbows, I mean soften them. Don't lock out and push through the joints. Do push back through your arms and checking you're in the right position by now going on to all fours. So from all fours, you should be in the perfect position now. If your hands were too close to your legs, your hands would be here now. So let's put them in the right position and then brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor and stand back into the dog stretch. Then let's kneel again. Then brace your core, stand into the dog stretch. And kneel again, 2 more of these. Lift the head up, brace your core, stand. So make sure as you stand up, your tummy is sucked in. Then kneel. And brace to stand. Last one, and let's do that bending of one leg, then the other again. Let the head drop. And now on your knees. Sit back into the child's pose, widening your knees. So I like to go wider here because then we can sink down nicely. Can sink right down. So the main aim here is that you are sitting on your heels and then sink down. Brilliant. And wriggle left to right. Nice. Enjoy that. Just leaning left to right. Let your head drop. Everything is feeling relaxed. Fabulous. Now we're going to get onto our backs with the ball between the knees. So this is what I call ab prep, or this is what we call ab prep in Pilates. These are the 2 exercises you really should do every time you lie on your back to prepare you for other exercises to come. But we will just be doing the ab prep and then getting back on all fours for that Superman again. So ball between knees, arms out to the side, and you are going to let your knees drop as far as your back will allow. So anti-postnatal, if you're here, just a moment to explain that you only go halfway because we don't want that huge twist here. So let the knees drop and you can twist your head the opposite direction. And then brace your core, pinch your pelvic floor to return. And let your head drop the other way. Feel the twist. And then brace and pinch to return. Inhale to drop. And brace and pinch to return. Inhale to drop. Brace and pinch to return. Lovely. So we don't want legs flinging their way side to side. Excellent. From there, we will go into the shoulder bridge. So shoulder bridge is to start in neutral, which is with that little gap under your back and a flat pelvis. Start in neutral, then tilt your lower back into the mat and return. So we're going to do this in stages. Tilt and then return. Tilt and then return. Lovely. Tilt and then return. So person with a really weak back today, try and lift, but if the lift going up halfway up your back puts pressure on the lower back, just go back to the tilts. So just go back to tilts because your lower back obviously needs to loosen up. Others, let's roll halfway up. So vertebrae by vertebrae up and soften and relax your shoulder blades. And back down. So tilt, brace, pinch up and then roll back down. Up and roll down. And then all the way up. So feeling that the shoulder blades are relaxed and then roll back down. So this really is fabulous for that weak back. So tilt, brace, pinch, up you go. And back down. Lovely. So that is going to help break down any stiffness in your back, but also strengthen at the same time. Adding an exercise, assuming that you are able to roll up, we're going to pop arms overhead. And from here, what we're going to do is switch. So I'm using the word switch. So as we lift our buttocks, we switch and put our arms back down and then lower and switch and lower. So if your back's not liking this, continue again with these tilts and maybe add some more of these knee rolls in. Yeah. So are you ready to switch? Some of us. Let's go. Ready? Lift and lower. Squeezing your ball as well. It's not there for decoration. Exhale as you switch. It's controlling the arms so they're not crashing into the mat. And hold the buttocks up on this last one. And then lift and lower. So I can immediately feel that I'm strengthening my lower back. You've got to know the difference between pain and strengthening. So the band of muscles, the transverse abdominals, go round like a belt. So sometimes people think they're overdoing their back, but actually it's those muscles we're working hard. And then roll down. Fantastic. Take the ball out and hug the knees. Pull them into the chest. And draw a circle. And the other direction. Draw a circle. Lovely. Right, let's get ourselves back onto all fours. So coming back up onto all fours for the Superman. So do you remember I showed you we were doing standing Superman? This is the single most effective strengthening exercise for your back if you need to strengthen it. So hands under shoulders, tummy sucked in, chin lifted. So if you hear me say lift chin, it's because people are looking down at their legs. So you lift the chin. So your eyes are focused between your fingertips. Okay, and then we are going to lift one arm and the opposite leg. Up and down without touching the mat or without resting. So you can literally touch and come up again. Soften this other elbow, the supporting arm. And if you're a beginner at this, you might prefer to go down and then lift the other side. Down, brace your core, lift the other one. Okay, let's do 5 more this side. Brace your core on the way up. Don't let your back arch. Five, brilliant. And the other one, tummy sucked in and lift. Exhaling and bracing the core as you lift and trying to get a pinch of the pelvic floor if you can do all of that at once. Serious multitasking Pilates. Brace the core and lift. Three more. 1, 2, 3. Lovely. Sit back on your heels. Keep the knees together. Sit back, head down. And then we're going to repeat that with the kiss the knee version. So beginners, feel free to carry on doing exactly that one. Others, we are going to lift the arm and leg and then curl under. Curl right under as far as you can and then come out. So you inhale under and try and kiss the knee and then exhale to come out. Inhale under. Brace the core, exhale out. Brace your core, exhale out. 5. Now, if this isn't working for you, just go back to keeping your head in one position. And if it's really working for you, close your eyes and do it. And then you'll feel that you're challenging your core much more. So the whole act of bending under is trying to unbalance us. And we're using our core muscles much more to try and stabilize. Brill. Other side. Tummy sucked in. Inhale under. Brace your core. Exhale to come out. Brace to come out. Brace. 2 more. Brace your core. Out we come. 1 more. And relax. Sit back on your heels. It's always the most lovely exercise, the child's pose. Whenever you've done a back exercise, this is the one. So I've purposely not gone face down on the mat today because this is back part 1. I wanted to keep it so that everyone can do it, because the ones flat down are not great for people with really weak backs. So you'll find that in back part 2, you'll find more strenuous exercises for strengthening the back in back part 2. So some of you have a look at that. But for now, we're going to finish off with a sciatic nerve stretch, which I just love. So starting back in your neutral here, we're going to tip the head down and go into a cat stretch. So the head goes down, the tummy braces in, soften your elbows, feel the stretch coming up and out of the shoulder blades, and then hollow a little. Excuse me. So weaker backs, you will feel like going right down here. Don't do that. So if your back's good, you can do that. If not, just go a little way, because that's just too much pressure. And arch up. And hollow down. Keep going. I can feel a real tickle coming in my throat. Silly winter stuff, hey? Excuse me. Okay, so now we're going to take it into the sciatic stretch. So arch up. If you just watch for a moment, because it always takes a while for people to get this. The main point of this is to keep your head down and your back arched. So watch what happens. I'm going to do a child's pose, but I'm keeping my back arched and my head down. So my fingertips are drawing lightly towards my knees, so my wrists touch my knee. And then from here, I'm going to cross one hand round over the other. But the whole time, my back is still in that cat stretch. So I'm just, and still my arm is touching my leg. And then round the other side. So can you see my arm is touching my leg? I've not done this because that'll encourage me to flatten out. Okay, so let's get you to do it. Let's get you on all fours. Arch up into your cat stretch. Let your head drop. Your chin's pretty much going towards your chest. And then you're going to sit back on your heels, letting your fingertips draw along the mat towards your knees until your wrists touch the knees. Your head's down, you're rounded back. And then you're going to cross one hand over the other, but keeping the hands close to the leg. And then the other side. I mean, this is just great. I love it. Such a good stretch. Wonderful. Let's get back onto all fours. Tuck your toes under. Brace your core and stand up again into the dog stretch. Brilliant. Now walk your hands back to the feet. So I'll start with people that have got weak backs today. You're going to bend down and get up safely, and others can roll up. So walk the hands to the feet, brace your core, bend your knees if you need to, and slowly Roll up till the head is the last thing up. Fabulous. Great, that's going to be feeling good for the day now. So big stretch up, bend your knees down and brace to come up. Bend down, brace to come up. Ta-da! Lovely. Please revisit this one whenever your back needs it. Excellent. Take care, everybody. Bye. See you.